Everybody, this is Ori from AstroWeb, and today I'm going to introduce to you Shopify Email. So what is Shopify Email? Shopify Email is a service by Shopify which allows you to send email newsletters to your subscribers. It's built into the Shopify platform that was just released last month. Right now it's 2020, and I'd like to introduce it and kind of show you the basics of it. Overall, I really like it. Give you a few concepts. So number one, it's really simple. Compared to some of the other email platforms like Klaviyo or MailChimp or these kind of things, it's much simpler to use, but on the other hand, it's also currently not so advanced. There's no automation, but for a beginner user, especially small businesses, it's really easy to use. And I'll walk you through it, and also the pricing is much better. So right now it's still free, just because it got released until October 2020. After that, it's going to be 2,500 emails per month you can send for free, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get charged $1 on your Shopify bill for every 1,000 emails that get sent. So you're not charging per subscriber how many, you're charging how many emails you're sending out. It's really good. I've sent an email out, and I want to show you how it looks, reporting, how to create one, and other basic concepts. Okay, so let's go right here. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to go to my marketing and campaigns. I have my campaigns here. So campaigns have a lot of different things. Like campaigns have your Facebook ads, or your other apps, and also you have a Shopify email right here. So before I actually create one for you, I want to show you how an email campaign will send out what's happening. So generally here in your campaigns general tabs, you're going to have a campaign here. For example, I created, you can see that the campaign had 696 sessions, generated $930, and I created in this one just a coupon. This one is just I made a coupon for 15% off, and I send it to our subscribers, and etc. So if I click here in the campaign, go here to view report, I can see how many were delivered, how many were opened. You can see the opened, how many people opened the emails, how many people clicked on the link in the email, how many people unsubscribed, reported a spam, and then how many visitors came to your website, how many add to carts. This is the funnel, right? The step by step. So entering your website, adding to cart and orders, and then the actual total amount. And it gives you some additional specs like your average order value, average number of products sold, and first-time customers. Okay, so this is pretty good. You can see your conversion rates, and over time you can try to improve things. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here, and this is your actual data. So this is the preview, for example. You can see it on mobile and desktop here, and here's your sending to which subscribers, which email you're sending from, subject line. Okay, let's go ahead and create one. Let me show you the concept of it, and of course let me know if you have any questions about anything here. Okay, great. So I'm going to go to campaigns. I'm going to click on create new. I'm going to click on Shopify email. Okay, and now I'm going to have to obviously have a theme in mind. So what am I trying to send? What am I trying to actually do here, right? So the good thing you have here is, number one, you can actually use a previous email to just copy, right? You can copy things, etc. But what I'm going to do here is use the branded template. So there's these starting points, these templates that Shopify creates. For example, featured products, sales announcement, and for sale. And there's going to be more coming soon. So what it basically is, it's a starting point for you to actually create something. Now, excuse me, you can create your own if you want, no problem, but it's nice to have a starting point to save a little time. So let's say I like this, and I can also use a blank cursor, right? Let's say I want to do a sales announcement. So I can preview this, and I can see how it looks, right? I can kind of see how the email template looks. Pretty simple, Shopify style. I can select it. So let's say I want to use this as a selection, okay? I'm going to click here and click on select, and I'm going to move on to the next step to use this template, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the basic information, okay? Who am I going to send to? All of my subscribers or the customer groups? And what is the subject line? What is the preview test, which is some extra detail. For example, Gmail displays some extra details. It's kind of in addition to the subject line from the content. So before we get to it, I want to explain something really powerful in Shopify and in marketing in general, which is called segmentation. So when you send emails, you can choose who you're going to send to. So the lazy way is just to create an email sent to everybody that has subscribed to Shopify. But that usually is not converting well. It's not that good because you're basically making one campaign, one email sending to everybody. Your different customers have different wants and desires and likes. They like different products. They're different genders. They're from different locations. They're old customers and returning customers. You have all of these different things that are in common. So what you want to do is you want to create customer groups and send out different emails fitting for them, right? Different subject lines, different content, different products, all of these things. So the most important thing you want to do is know what you're trying to send and who are you trying to send to. So how do I do that? How do I create customer groups? Which is something you got to think about a lot, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my Shopify backend and I'm going to click on customers on the left, and I'm actually going to see all of my customers right here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to think about my customer type. So let's say I want to create a group. Just for example, I'm going to use the filter here, and I'm going to create a group. For example, I want to send an email to someone has ordered more than 2 times, and let's say their location is, just for example, Canada. Okay, and now you need to think about more things, right? So language, many more things, right? So I'm going to go here, click on done. Okay, now I have just 2, for example, right? This filter is 2, but let's say I had more and I wanted to create this. After I do the filter, I'm going to preview it and I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to call it the one I call, so Canada repeat orders, and I'm going to click on save. Once I do that, 2 things happen. Number 1, you can easily access this anytime. This is like a save segment, right? Save filter. So this is number 1, okay? Really powerful. You can do that for work. You can use it for reports, you can use it for custom apps, and of course you can use it for Shopify email, which is the most important. So now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to refresh the page. And if you create a customer group, usually it takes a few seconds or about a minute to create, but let's look at it right here. Okay, so I'm going to click here on all subscribers, and I'm going to go here, right here, I have it, right? Canada repeat orders. So now I created it. So now I'm going to, let's say I want to promote something. For example, I want a 10% off coupon for, product X, right? And I'm going to add more. So, for example, limited time offer, 10% off product X, okay? Obviously, you need to think about what you're trying to do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mouse to hover over and edit things. So each row is highlighted. I can click on it and I can edit. I can put a logo, I can change the size, I can change the alignments, and all of these things. Usually, you can change colors. Okay, now let's say I can go here, I can click and I just type in things. So for example, test, right? Test, or you know what? 10% off today only. Okay, and I would do my thing right here. Now I can change the font, the size, I can make it big, etc. When you're creating all of these things, you always want to test it, right? So I'm going to show you how to test it. So first of all, you're going to actually change it to mobile. Just see that nothing kind of broke or things that are weird. And later we're going to send a test email also. So now let's say I have a section. I can click here, change the color, and I can change the link. I made a button and I can change it. Now let's say I don't want this section. I can delete this. Okay? Okay? And I click here on the product. I can change the product. I can go to my catalog. Okay? Okay, great. So it's going to change it automatically. You can hide title, the price, and these kind of things, right? Just play. It's really easy to use. It's very self-explanatory. Okay? So, next thing. Let's say I want to actually add another section, right? So what I can do is I can hover over this plus, you see here, click here, and I can select the text, button, image, product, gift card, collection, and these things. They all work the same. So let's say I want to add an image. I just click here, I'm going to add a section, and then I just use the selectors on the right to do things, right? Very simple. I select from my computer, for example, etc. So, what else can you do? You can also drag and drop sections. Let's say this I want to go below. So I can put here, right? And then this one I want to put here. Okay, just to show you the concept. Okay, once you do it, you take a look at everything. If everything looks fine to you, you're good to go. Now what you do, first of all, so I'm going to send the test. I'm going to send the test to myself. Always want to double check. I would check on my phone, my Gmail app. Okay, I'm going to send a test right here. Okay, Okay, so I got the test right here. So now I have the test. I look at the email, it looks fine. I click on the links, I make sure everything works correctly. Okay, great. So it does work, right? So let me click here. You can see that it works. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to move on to the next step. I want to review. I want to make sure that I set up everything. I want to review it before I send it out. So the review shows the concept. I have which customer group, who I'm sending from, my subject line, the preview test. I look at it here, I look at it here. Great. Now I can reset the test right here, which I just did. And I can now initiate sending. So I have two things. If I click on the send button right here, it will send immediately. If I click on schedule, I can specify a schedule, right? Time PDT, and schedule it, and send it out. And once you do that, it'll go back into the marketing campaigns. Right here, it'll have it, and then once you send out, it'll have data just like here. That's really it. It's very simple. It works well, and so far it's very simple and it works very well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any parts about campaigns, how to write subject lines, any specifics on how to click and do things, I'll be happy to answer. And that's it. Really appreciate you watching the videos. I'll make more and more in the future, especially when there's going to be more features, because I believe that Shopify will release more and more things because they want to compete with the other email newsletter providers, get more market share, and provide a good product, right? So it's really good product, and people like the things that integrate easily. They don't like to have Shopify, another site, and another thing, and integration. It just works really well. So last thing I'm just going to drop off, the best thing you can do is create, just a tip, is create customer segments like this, customer groups, make more, send multiple emails even for the same promotion, send it in different ways, split up the subject lines. I promise you that'll help you. And the last thing I can remember also is when you send out a campaign, the good thing is Google and Shopify, when it sends it out, when someone clicks on the link to your website, Shopify actually tags the email here under source medium, and it's something called Shopify email. So you can actually see the data in Google Analytics, for example. I have 70 orders, I've got $1,000 in sales, this is my bounce rate, all of that stuff. So you also have this extra bonus that clicks automatically tag. You don't need the special URLs to tag it. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video.